stamps. My food stamps went from 4,400 in food stamps every month to $38. My food stamps went from 4,400 in food stamps every month to $38. What am I supposed to get with $38 with 6 kids? $85 fucking from $738. How the fuck that's supposed to support a household of 3? For a job that barely even support my basic needs now. Like, inflation is high and the bitch groceries is high as shit. Oh, I'm pissed the fuck off. Like, I'm mad as shit because how the fuck am I supposed to survive off that shit? So when y'all see me in the motherfucking store stealing stuff and that shit in my motherfucking bag, nicely act like you don't see shit and mind your motherfucking business, because this shit is going in my motherfucking bag and I'm walking out this motherfucking store with my motherfucking chest up and my head held high, and I dare you to try to tell me.
And the warnings have went out. The warnings have went out all over the earth to you tribes, you women of the tribes, you Negroes, Native Americans, and the Spanish-speaking tribes, okay? All right, that you are the Israelites and you need to repent, okay? All right. Esau, Edom, the devil is coming against all of the Israelite tribes in America. The warnings have went out to you, okay? The so-called white man is showing his horns. They're coming down with great wrath. All right, let's go to Revelation 12 and 12. And we're seeing it in real time, okay? All right, all these deportations, all right, coming against the tribes, all right? Revelation 12 and 12. Therefore, rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he has but a short time. A short time for what? A short time for rulership. All right. The so-called Romans, the so-called white man has been ruling the earth for a long, long time. All right. All right. And the earth has been given into their hands. Okay. It's been given into their hands. Job 9 and 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. It's not given into the hand of the righteous. Okay. All right. That's the reason why the world is in the state that it is in. All right. Let's go to Proverbs 29 and 2. All right. This is what the Bible says about the wicked. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. Okay. So you see that? The people are mourning. That's what these women are doing. All right. They're in mourning. They lost their food stamps. Right. All right. So, all right. The reason for this is the reason why they're coming down with great wrath, because we're at the end of their rulership. Their birth rate is in decline. Okay. Their hedge money, the dollar, is losing value. All around the world, the nations are against, all right, America and the so-called Edomite, the so-called white man. Isaiah 14 and verses Isaiah 14 and verses 4. That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how has the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. The golden city of America today is ceasing. Okay? All right. Let me read that again. That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon. The king of Babylon today is Trump. And say, how has the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. All right. The Lord has broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of his rulers. Okay. The whole America is falling. Okay, the economy, everything. He who smote the people in wrath with a continuous stroke, all right, with these executive orders, these sanctions on the other countries. Okay, if you don't do what we say, we're going to put sanctions on you, by way of the dollar. All right. He who smote the people in wrath with continuous stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth. All right, all right, um, because of the treachery of America, the other nations are not going to come to our aid. All right, okay, when we need resources, whatever. Okay, all right, so that's what's coming, and the dollar, they're turning in their U.S. bonds as we speak. The other nations are turning in U.S. bonds, and that's weakening our dollar. Therefore, we're approaching a hyperinflation. Okay, all right, and their birthright rate again is in decline. So that's the reason why they're getting all the other tribes out. Okay, because um, they feel that they're going to be replaced. Okay, all right. But for you women that are worried about your food stamps, you need to be worried about more than that. Okay, the economy is going to crash. Civil war is headed our way. Okay, all out hell where people are trying to break in your home, trying to rob you of the little that you have. That's what the scriptures are saying. All right, all right, and food is going to be non-existent. It's going to be required that you take an implantable device in order to be able to eat. All right. Second Esdras 6:22, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty, and that's what's going to happen. Okay. Soon there will be no food or supplies available. Okay. The economy will crash, the stock market and everything, and they will close the banks. All right. All right, and they will seize your cash as well that you have in the bank. All right. Walmart will close down. Okay, that's the main store in America is Walmart, and they're gonna close down. All right. I had a vision. Okay, I have a vision that I have a vision of seeing soup lines at Walmart stores. Okay, the stores totally closed down. You have the military out there handing out soup to everyone, just like in the 1930s. I believe this is going to happen, but that's just only coming from me, in my mind's eye, coming. Okay, but let's go to Revelation chapter 13 and 16, because it's going to be required that you take an implantable device, and this is the mark of the beast, the MOTB. All right. It's going to be required of you to take this in order to eat. Revelation 13 and 16, because once the economy crashes and the banks close, everybody's going to go and buy up all the food, and the stores are going to empty out in a matter of hours. Revelation 13 and 16, and he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. That mark is the charagma. It's an incision. Okay, in the Greek, it's charagma. It's a cutting in the flesh. All right, and it's a brand. Okay, it's allegiance. You will be giving yourself over to this government. Okay, this system. All right, the beast system. All right, so. This food stamps is the least of your worries. Okay, all right. Civil unrest again is going to cause your neighbors to rob you. Okay, of whatever else you have. Second Esdras. All right. Second Esdras 15 and 14. It says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. All right, the modern day sword is the gun. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city, and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Okay, and this is the reason why a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of lack of bread and for great tribulation. So the food stamp is just the least of your problems. Isaiah 3 and verses 1. This is what is happening. You've seen the videos. For behold, the Lord of hosts, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, the Lord of hosts, the Lord of armies, doeth take away from Jerusalem and from Judah the stay and the staff, the whole stay of bread and the whole stay of water. So this is what the Lord does, and that's what he is doing now. He's taking these wicked Israelite women out of their comfort zone, okay? Ones who are not serving the Lord. The ones that are should be okay with this, all right? That are serving the Lord, that are, losing their stamps, food stamps and benefits, they should be okay. Because they know that we're in that time and the Lord is going to provide, all right? Okay? But you women who are at ease receiving help from Esau Edom, the so-called white man, your time is up. America Babylon the Great is done. You should be able to see that by now. Okay? No going back to the good old days of receiving benefits from your oppressor. The Lord is taking away, again, the stay in the staff. All right? The whole stay of water. All right, let's go to Isaiah 32 and verses 9. Isaiah 32 and 9. Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women. For the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. So that's how they mourned in the ancient world, with sackcloth. Okay, all right. So similar to what we wear out in the highways and byways. Okay. They shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine. Upon the land of my people shall come up thorns and briars, yea, upon all the houses of joy in the joyous city. That's happening now in America, because the palaces shall be forsaken, the multitude of the city shall be left, the forts and towers shall be for dens forever. A joy of wild asses, a pasture of flocks. So what you got to understand, the Lord is bringing it in. He's taking away the stay in the staff, taking you out of your comfort zone, all right, in Babylon the Great. Okay, let's go to we'll go to Isaiah 30 in verses 1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. That walk to go down into Egypt. All right, we were brought here into another Egypt. All right, the similitude is America, Babylon the Great. Okay, all right, another Egypt. Okay, that walk to go down into Egypt, have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh. The modern day Pharaoh is your President Trump, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt, in which the Lord is telling you it's going to fade away. All right, this is what the Lord is saying, and this is how you've seen those videos. This is what's happening to these women. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. Okay? So they're confused. People are confused. They're wondering why women are confused about losing their food stamps and all of that. Okay? They put trust in their oppressor, and this is where it has gotten them. Lamentation 4 and 17. Let's go there. Lamentations 4 and 17. And it reads, As for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help. Okay? Because they made you feel comfortable, that you got comfortable. You thought this would last forever. Okay? You would receive these benefits. As for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us. Okay, and that's America, Babylon the Great. Okay, all right. Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, the 15th verse. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power, Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. All right. And what happened? All right. When the man left the home, when you all broke up, okay. So some of the men are guilty of this, leaving their families and stuff. All right. And there are many different reasons why they may have left, but that's beside the point. They need to stay with the children, and I'm gonna just put that out there. But at the same time, feminism was promoted in society, and it started making the so-called black women, the so-called Judite women, feel empowered, since they were getting benefits from the government and from Esau Edom, and you were deceived by this. Okay. Deuteronomy 28 and verses 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children which he shall leave. So these curses did fall upon the families of Israel. All right, you Judite women. All right, just to put that out there. Lord is taking away the stay in the staff. He's taking away your ability to provide for yourself. All right. All right. This is the Lord, the Heavenly Father, allowing this to happen. All right. Everything is going up. All right. Let's go to 2nd Esdras chapter 16. Let's see, can I find that? All right. Yeah, here it is. All right. Walmart's going up high. There's talks of Walmart leaving the area. 2nd Esdras 16 and 21. Behold, victuals shall be victuals shall be so good cheap upon the earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. That's what happened to you women out there. Thought you was in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon the earth, the sword, famine, and great confusion. For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. And the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them. For the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down. That's what is being prophesied here, because the Lord is going to bring forth total destruction in America, Babylon the Great, and around the world. Okay? All right? All right. So, the Lord cursed you and identified you, the Judite woman. All right? You know, that represents Eve. Yeah. Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus 25 and 24. This is the reason. Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. Okay? So that's the reason why the Lord cursed the so-called Judite woman. Okay. The young men and women of today are under the vibration of Esau Edom, the so-called white man, being here in Babylon the Great. They naturally violate the laws of the Most High. All right. Okay. Ephesians chapter 2, verse 2 tells us that we're under the spirit of the power of the prince of the air. Okay, let's read that. Wherein time past ye walked according to the course of this world. I start at 1. And you hath he quickened who were dead in their trespasses and sins. He quickened the elect. Only the elect is going to get this truth anyway. Okay, the rest will be blinded. The rest of the Israelites will be blinded. They will not understand. Okay, all right. All right, so verse 2, wherein time past ye walked according to the course of this world, according to the prince of the power of the air, the spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience. Okay, so what that's telling us is that you naturally, basically, violate the laws of the Most High. So the wicked women, Israelite women, okay, are easily identified by their behavior. They believe it's okay to have more than one partner. They believe being with one man would be a burden. They exercise their right to do what they want with their bodies. Abortions are okay. Tattoos and BBLs have been normalized. Okay. A lot of them are into feminism. They claim they can live without a man. And a lot of women right now are repenting from that, because they recognize the error of their ways. They can't do it by themselves. They're figuring it out. Okay. But others are not. Okay. All right. Let's go to Proverbs 14 and 12. Proverbs 14 and 12. And it reads, there is a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. All right. So they believe that they could do it on their own because the white man was allowing them benefits. All right. So we are entering into a time when the Israelite women must follow the lead of an Israelite man. The scriptures speak of civil war, famine, and pestilence. We must seek the Lord in the scriptures. Okay. All right. The scriptures tell us that we will be as pilgrims in the earth. Okay. In other words, everything is going to be taken from us. All right. And a true Israelite woman must know this. She must be ready to lose everything. And that's the difference between the Israelite woman and the woman of the world. The woman of the world is not going to be able to handle it. All right. They're going to be totally taken off guard. All right. Just like what's happening now, you've seen in the videos. Okay. With the food stamps. Okay. All right. Second Esdras 16 and 37. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack, because Yahushua is visiting the earth with plagues. As when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her child, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains when the child come forth, they slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack that come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. And that's what's coming on the earth. Okay. O my people, hear my word. Make you ready to thy battle. Okay. Spiritual battle. And in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. Okay. So you see that? He that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away. And he that buyeth as one that will lose. He that occupies merchandise as he that has no profit by it. And he that buildeth as he that shall not dwell therein. All right. He that soweth as if he should not reap. So also he that planted the vineyard as he that shall not gather the grapes. They that marry as they that shall get no children, and they that marry as widowers. And therefore they that labor in vain. For strangers shall reap your fruits, and spoil their goods, overthrow their houses, and take their children captives. For in captivity and famine shall they get children. And they that occupy their merchandise with robbery, the more they deck their cities, their houses, their possessions, and their own persons, the more will I be angry with them for their sins, saith the Lord. Okay? You have to understand the Lord is bringing judgment. So with that being said, he's going to take away everything. So you got to be prepared to lose. And we're in that time. All right. It's the puzzle is coming together.